video is going to be another spring get ready with me. Just using a bunch of spring favorites. I really have been enjoying filming these get ready with me's for the springtime. I feel like I've been more motivated to film, so I really want to get into filming because I have to get ready for work. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Just give me one second. Okay, so for today's look, I'm going to go into one of my favorite palettes that I've been using this spring, and that is the Colourpop Limoncello Palette. I actually haven't used it in a little while, so this is the last palette that I'm using in the month of May. And honestly, I really have been enjoying my eyeshadow palette collection this month because I haven't added any new palettes to my collection this month besides the Star Wars palette, and I've just been testing that one out here and there. I haven't really been using it over and over and over again. I've just been testing out the shimmers here and there, and I've just been enjoying my collection lately, and it really has been a fun way to really just explore my collection of eyeshadows and use something fun and new every day. And I really have been having a fun time with my eyeshadow palette collection. So we're going to use this guy today. I want to use the yellow shades today because I've been wanting to do this yellow look for a couple of weeks at this point. I was supposed to do it a couple of days ago, but then my manager wanted us to wear dresses on Sunday, which was Memorial Day weekend. So I wasn't able to wear this palette because I wanted to wear a more orangey palette then because I wore an orange dress. So now, since I'm wearing this yellow shirt today, I just bought this shirt at Lucky Brand. It says Stay Wild Moonchild. I thought that this was adorable and I had to get it. So I was also looking for a yellow shirt from Lucky Brand, and it's just funny that someone had returned this to our store and it was the only one because we don't have this one in store. So it was destiny. Okay, so the first shade we're going into is the yellow, which is called Amalfi, and it's a beautiful like yellowy gold shade. It's like a marigold almost. Well, I wouldn't say marigold because it's not that orangey, but it does have a hint of orange to it. But it's not like completely orange. So I need to get ready because people are annoying me today already. So I put my phone on Do Not Disturb because every time I decide to film, people just start talking to me and I'm just like, leave me alone. I'm trying to film. So I'm just going to go ahead and build that up. So how is your spring, summer going so far? I'm basically saying summer because today it's going to be 90 degrees outside. In spring, at the end of May, I mean, these extreme temperatures have been insane, and I cannot believe how warm it's going to be today. I just hope it's not humid, but I'm not really going to be outside. I'm going to work at 2, and then I'm supposed to see one of my friends after work. I'm actually going out into the universe, even though I'd much rather just go home later, but it's okay. Oh, this color is so pretty. I'm just going to go ahead and build that up a little bit more. My eyes are a bit dry today. That's okay. You can't really see it that much. And this yellow is actually really, really good. So it actually builds up that you don't really see the dryness too much. Okay, and then for the crease defining shade, I'm going to go into the more warm-toned yellowy brown, and it's called Lemon Squeezy. And I'm going to use that to define, not too much because I don't really want to take away from that yellow shade. It kind of turns it a bit more orangey, which I do like. I think it looks cute. I'm going to do the same over here. I wasn't going to film today, but then I was like, let me just film. I really didn't get the greatest sleep last night. I love how every time I do decide to film, I don't sleep the greatest the night before, but for some reason it was really hot last night. I probably should have worn like shorts to bed, but I wore like pajama pants and a t-shirt, and I was just sweating, so that's probably why I didn't fall asleep that great. But I did take a Unisom last night, but for some reason I just couldn't knock out. I don't know why. And now I'm like, I woke up for a little bit, and now after I'm sitting down, I feel tired again. Isn't that the life we live? So for my defining shade, outer corner shade, I'm going to use the shade Vespa, which is, again, a really beautiful deepening brown matte shade. And I'm going to take that and put it on the outer corners. Oh, I love how these shadows blend. They're so good. This is like one of their best palettes. I cannot believe I lived without this palette for so long, and it's now one of my spring favorite palettes. I'm going to do the same over here. So I was thinking about like wearing something else to go out later, but I'm like, I'm too lazy. I'm just wearing a t-shirt and jeans. Like, I don't really care. I actually have some things coming up next week. I'm seeing Jurassic World Dominion next Sunday. Not this coming Sunday, but next Sunday. And then this coming Monday, like next Monday, I'm seeing a couple of friends to honor my best friend's death from last year. It's going to be officially 1 year on this coming Monday. So it's going to be a little bit hard. I talked to my boyfriend about it last night and I got really sad, but it has gotten easier over time, but it's been a little, it's been a rough past year for me. So I'm just going to see basically the friends that were there for her ceremony and also for our own honor of her when it first happened. So I'm basically seeing those same people again, and we're just gonna spend time together and talk about Liz and honor her and talk about memories. And I think it's gonna be a lot easier this time around because it's not as fresh anymore, and I think we all have healed in some way over time, so I think it's gonna be better. So I'm really excited to see them again too. So I'm just going to put on some glitter primer and then we'll go into the lid shade. Okay, and then for the lid shade, I'm going to go into this beautiful yellow shimmer called Serenade, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. Oh my god, when they do these foiled shadows, they're so pretty. Oh, look at that. So gorgeous. I'm just going to put that all over my lid. There really is something about this formula and this one and the Plush Like Me where they're just so wet and creamy and metallic. They're just beautiful. Not like the All Amethyst palette or the Secret Admirer palette. I think they really stepped up last year, and then this year they're like falling off, and I really have not been interested in too many eyeshadow releases from them this year. I've been giving other brands a chance, and that's been really fun, honestly. So I'm just going to take it on this eye too. That looks gorgeous. Feel like a tropical sunrise on my eyes right now. It looks so pretty. I actually used the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette on the day that I was supposed to use this palette, and I hadn't used that palette yet this spring, and I wanted to use that, and that was fun. So yeah, it's just been really, really fun, like just using other palettes, and I've been using a lot of the palettes that I've been wanting to use this spring, and it's been a lot of fun. Okay, so now I'm just going to put on a brow bone highlight, and then we'll get into the face. Okay, so now I'm just going to do my face, and I just used my MAC Fix Plus Cucumber Spray, and then I'm going to use my Milk Hydro Grip Primer, which has become like my favorite primer ever. I mean, I've been through a half size of this, and then now a full size. I really want to do a lot of videos on my channel over this summer, and I want to do like my most repurchased products. I think I did that like a while back, but I haven't done it in like a long time. And at this point, I think it's all different products from that that I have repurchased now as opposed to then. The only thing that might be the same is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, but other than that, I really want to do that video. I think that would be fun. So for my face, I'm going to use my Anastasia Luminous Foundation. I love this foundation when it gets warmer, and it's just one of my spring go-tos, and I love it. So I'm just going to use that. I probably could have used something else today, but I just love how this makes my face look, and it lasts a long time, and I love it. So we're just going to use this today because I'm going to have my makeup on probably for like 8 hours today, so I want something that's comfortable but also lasts really well. So I want to do that video, but I also want to do like my top 10 favorite blushes, my favorite complexion products, my top 10 favorite highlighters, my favorite neutral palettes. Like, I really wasn't too inspired on what to film lately, but now I'm kind of getting inspired to do like those type of videos because I really just want to like do more in-depth like talking about my collection videos, like those kind of videos. I think that'd be really fun. So what are your thoughts on that? I think they'll be really fun. I've just been filming a lot of get ready with me's lately, but I want to change it up and film like something else. Not that it hasn't been fun to film these because I love filming get ready with me's. I just really want to film like those videos that I mentioned, so hopefully I can soon. There's no rush. I have to film my favorites video before I film those, but I think I'm probably going to film my favorites tomorrow night after work maybe, if I have the time. Because tomorrow's June 1st already, so. Okay, and then for my concealer, you know what? I think I'm just going to use this one. I really like this concealer, and I don't really want to deal with the other concealer I was going to use. So I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Incognito concealer. This is so nice, and I feel like nobody talks about it. It's a really nice concealer. It's nice coverage, too, but it's not, like, completely full coverage. But it's also very hydrating, so I really like this one. It's kind of a hidden gem. I think the only person I saw use this and talk about it was Kathleen Lights, and I was like, wow, it's actually really good. But I've always really liked Wet n Wild's complexion products as well. They have good foundations, they have good concealers, they have good blushes, they have incredible highlighters, like those Mega Glow highlighters. I also want to do like my favorite affordable highlighters and blushes. I think I'll just do one video on those and talk about a bunch of those. But I kind of want to get like some more drugstore makeup at some point because it's been like a hot minute since I've tried new makeup products from the drugstore. So I kind of want to do that, but at the same time, like, I really have just not been purchasing too much makeup lately. And again, if I can't buy something with Afterpay, which is really how I've been buying makeup lately, is I've just been ordering it from Colourpop or somewhere that has Afterpay. If they don't have that, I don't buy it because I really just can't afford to pay for it up front right now. I really don't have that much money right now, so I really have just been trying to get smarter with makeup purchases. Like I said, I went pretty overboard with the Sephora sale, so I've just been trying to slow down after that. But it's not like I've stopped buying clothing from my store, but that's different because I get it for so cheap. And it's clothes that I wear all the time, so. But it's not like I stopped buying t-shirts or other things at my job that I probably shouldn't have bought. But I did clean out a lot of my clothes, and now I'm just buying stuff that I really, like, decided to get because I don't have it. Like, I don't have a yellow shirt. I wanted a yellow shirt, so why not buy it, you know? I'd rather like buy clothing than buy makeup that I just don't need right now. Not that I really need clothing either, but I do need some shoes though, so I do need to order shoes soon. So for my, see, look how good this concealer is. It's so nice. So for my setting powder, I'm going to use the Pat McGrath just because I know I have like a piece of hair or something. Because I know I'm going to be out today. So I'm just going to use that to set my eyes. So yeah, I've been watching a couple of shows lately. It took me a while to find a new show to watch myself because most of the shows that I watch with Josh now or I watch with my mom, but all of the shows that I watch with my mom are over at the current moment or they ended for good. Like This Is Us is over, Grace and Frankie is over, and so is Ozark. So those are all over for good. Like, they're done. And Better Call Saul just had their mid-season finale, and then it ends in July. Like, that's the end of the show. But there's, like, 7 episodes, so we still have, like, another month and a half of that. So for my powder, I'm going to use the Colourpop Pretty Fresh powder. I don't have to explain why I love this powder. I've said it a million times. It's just so beautiful and like makes your skin look airbrushed and you don't even feel like you're wearing powder. So I really love this powder a lot. I can put on a ton and not even feel powder on my face. So this is like the perfect dry skin powder. Like, I love the Dior powder too, but if you want something like super affordable, I think this is perfect for dry skinned girls like myself. So I'm just going to set with my Milk setting spray. I've never really repurchased a powder that I've went through, but I want to repurchase that one. That's how much I love it. So that says a lot. Okay, so let's go back into the palette. And I'm going to do like a yellowy lower lash line. So I'm going to take that same shade Amalfi and I'm going to take that on the lower lash line. But first I am going to do the inner corners and I'm just going to take the shade Touring, which is a beautiful light color to put on the inner corners and it's super sparkly and pretty. So I'm just going to use that. Oh, so pretty. I don't know why I have eye goo. I love that for me. So I finally decided to start a couple of shows last night. Well, I'm in the middle of watching this mini series that came out in 2018 on Netflix. It's called Maniac. And it's with Jonah Hill, Emma Stone, and Sally Field. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'll watch that. I love all 3 of them. I didn't even know Sally Field was on the show, and then she makes an appearance in the last episode that I just watched. And it's good. I really like it so far. So I'm like halfway through that. I started that a few weeks back. I just finally picked up on it again last night because I was like, oh yeah, I haven't watched this in a while. And then the other show that I started is called Heartstopper, and it's like a huge big hit on Netflix, so I wanted to see what all the hype is about, and it's such a cute show. It's not like, I mean, it's a British show, but it's not as like raunchy as Sex Education is, and I love Sex Education. That show is so funny, but it's definitely not for everybody. It's quite raunchy, but it's so funny, and it's so good. I can't wait for it to come back, but in the meantime, I wanted to watch this show, and it's really, really cute so far. I really like it. I'm on the 3rd episode, and there's only 8 episodes, so I'll probably finish that really fast. But I watched a lot of movies lately, so that's why I didn't really pick up on any shows. But I was like, I need to start watching a show again, so I really like it. And then me and my boyfriend are in the middle of watching Stranger Things. We finished Brooklyn Nine-Nine a couple of weeks back, And then I actually just finished New Girl with him because sometimes he falls asleep when we hang out, like just because he starts napping around like 8 or 9 o'clock. So I just watch Netflix if he falls asleep. And because I can't fall asleep for shit. Even when I'm with him, I can't fall asleep. So it's really okay because then I just watch shows that I want to watch. And I just finished New Girl again with him, like the entire series. So that was pretty funny that I finished that one again. So yeah, we're in the middle of watching Stranger Things together. So I just needed a show, to watch when I'm not with him because I can't watch Stranger Things by myself. It's like actually getting pretty scary at this point. I think I watched the first 2 seasons by myself, and those ones were not as scary. The 3rd season definitely got darker, and this one is definitely probably the darkest. Okay, so let me just clean up the eyeshadow off camera, and then we'll do mascara and the rest of the face. So I just primed my lashes off camera using my L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, and then I'm going to go into liner, and I'm going to use this yellow liner from Colourpop. I think I used this in my last Odin's Eye look that I did, but I'm going to use it today because it's a really pretty like golden toned yellow liner, and I think it's perfect for this look. So I'm just going to use that on my waterline. But yeah, Heartstopper is really, really cute, and the main reason I wanted to watch it is that Olivia Colman is also in it, and if you don't know who she is, she's a amazing British actress. She won an Oscar a couple of years ago, but she's also in The Crown. If you watch The Crown, she plays the Queen. And The Crown is a pretty popular Netflix show, if you've seen that. She was also in another show with David Tennant called Broadchurch, and that's one of my favorite shows as well. It's so good. That's another British series. British TV is so good. Sometimes better than American TV. But I watched Broadchurch, and that's such an amazing show. It's sad, but it's a great show. But yeah, just to name a few things that she's done, and she's amazing in all of it. I love her. So I heard that she was in this show too, so that's why I wanted to watch it. Okay, let me just do mascara. I've been trying to use a lot of these mascara samples, so for that, I'm just going to use Benefit's Bad Gal Bang. This one has been my favorite so far out of the samples that I've used, but I've been trying not to purchase too many mascaras because, like I said, I purchased way too many this past year and this past, like, winter and spring that I really have just calmed down with mascaras because I buy too many, and then if I have too many to use, then some of them don't get used enough, and then they dry out. Excuse me. Alright, I really gotta hurry up, actually. Only have like 10 minutes left, not even. What is going on with this mascara today? Okay, that's better, I guess. I'll separate it in a minute. And then I'm just gonna do my bottom lashes real quick. Okay, and then for bronzer, I whipped out some other bronzers to rotate. So for my bronzer, I'm going to use the Thrive Cosmetics bronzer. I haven't used this one in a while. This is the shade Rhea. This was a pretty popular bronzer for a while, and they were a pretty popular brand. They make some really good products. They're just expensive, so just be wary. I did use up an entire loose powder from them. The Thrive Cosmetics powder is amazing. So I wanted to pull this out and use it again. It's such a beautiful bronzer. But I've been using my Gucci and my Dior bronzer a ton that I wanted to whip out some other bronzers. So I wanted to whip out this one today and use it and remember how pretty it is on the skin. Such a good bronzer. Okay. And then for blush, I either have Milani's Luminoso, which is always a spring favorite for me, or I was going to use one of these Kathleen Lights blushes. I think I'm going to use this orange blush today. Oh, I love these blushes so much. They're like my favorite Colourpop blushes. So, this one's called So Retrograde. It's a really beautiful orange. I probably should have used the other one because you can't get these blushes anymore, but I would be lying if I didn't say these are some of my favorite blushes ever. So I'm just going to use that. And I'm just going to apply that with my Colourpop brush. I'm going to take a little bit on this side. I'm going to put a little bit more on the other side. I just don't want to pack on the pigment too much. This one's kind of like a little bit harder to, I mean, it's blending beautifully. It's just, this brush is so good. It's just like, I think it's probably my skin. I don't think it's the blush. I put on a lot, but it looks really good. I like it. And put a little bit more over here. Okay, so that's that. I could blend my blush for centuries and still not be satisfied. Okay, so that's good. And then for my highlights, let me just move this. I'm going to use an oldie, which is MAC's Whisper of Guilt. I really wanted to whip this out and use it today. So I'm going to use that. This is a Cult Classic highlighter, but it's a really beautiful gold. I mean, there's definitely other formulas that I prefer over MAC, but they still have a really good formula, and it's really, really pretty. It's just a typical gold highlighter that everybody went crazy over for good reason. It's a beautiful highlighter. I've really just been trying to rotate a lot of highlighters and blushes in my collection and just enjoy my collection because I have a ton of stuff that I really just don't need too much extra stuff. I really have just been more picky with my makeup purchases lately, and I haven't been buying everything. Also because I really can't afford it, so. But also I really don't need it. There's a couple of collections that I've skipped over, like the Odenzai Solome collection. I mean, Soulmane? Is it Soul Moon? Soul Moon. I'm sorry. I always say it wrong and everybody says it wrong. Yeah, that looks super duper pretty. And then we're just going to do the lips. And then for lips, I'm going to line with my Pat McGrath liner in, I believe this one is called Etc. Is that what it's called? Structure, sorry. And then we're just going to go in with a nude lip, of course. Where's the cap for, oh, it's right here. And then for the nude lip, we're going to use Gourmand Girls Send Nudes. It's literally called Send Nudes. And I really like this one. It's a very nice nude lippy. And I forgot that I had it for a while. So I kind of went through my drawer and I'm like, I need to use this. It's a little dry, but I like it. It literally could be a dupe for Anastasia's So Hollywood. I'm not doing a very good job. I'm going to finish it up off camera because I got to go. Okay, you guys, so here is the finished look. So here are the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. I got to go. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on my social media at CBW819 on my Instagram and check out my Poshmark at the same handle. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.